Inside this mud and tin shack in the Guatemalan highlands, Gavina Alvarez prepares food for her family. But with 5 children to support and a job that pays only a few dollars a day, meeting her family's needs is a struggle. The 48-year-old says she's doing the best she can.
No sé nada de estudio, no sé nada de eso.
I never went to school and my husband only finished 3rd grade. I can't read or write, so it's difficult to help my family. I tell all my children they have to study hard to get ahead, so they don't end up poor like us.
Gavina, like millions of Guatemalans, depends on unregulated, informal work. 7 days a week, she makes corn tortillas to sell. But increased competition means she has to charge less, while her costs continue to rise.
No es mucho, pero sí.
It's not much, but it's enough to sustain my children. It's important to administer the money well and find ways to make it last.
In January, a new set of United Nations development goals will come into effect. One key objective is to cut global poverty in half by 2030 and eradicate extreme poverty completely.
The new set of universal goals has been called a blueprint for the future, giving governments a focal point and a way for NGOs to assess their progress. But funding them and putting them into practice is less clear-cut.
While the World Bank predicts global poverty will fall below 10% by the end of the year, in Guatemala the poor are actually getting poorer. Raising the standard of living of nearly half the population will prove difficult.
The
problem here isn't just that there's lots of poverty, it's that there's massive inequality. There's an ocean between those of us who have resources and those who don't. If we don't look at things in an interconnected way and how our economic system is structured, then we can't reduce poverty.
When 2030 rolls around, what kind of life will Gavina's children have? Much will depend on how committed Guatemala and the global community are to the new development goals and cut back poverty at its roots. David Mercer, Al Jazeera, in Zacatepeques, Guatemala.